Good golly molly. I feel like in the last couple weeks or like the last month, just there seems to be new trailers and new movies announced and just so much happening that people keep asking me my opinion on, and I'm like, I want to make a video about that on the second channel. And then, no, there's another one that comes out and there's too much to talk about. So I'm like, all right, we're just gonna have this video where I sit down and I talk about all the trailers, all the new movie announcements, just all the stuff that I could think about that's happening right now that people have been curious my thoughts on, and we're just gonna present to you this way. So first off, let's talk trailers for a second. We've had a lot coming out, and let's start with Inside Out 2. Now, when I first heard that Inside Out was getting a sequel, oh, I was terrified because I'm like, Pixar, we talked about this. You had your whole sequel craze in the 2010s, and some of them weren't bad. Some of them were, yeah. I thought we'd moved past this. I thought that you were done with these. What are you doing? But then I saw the trailers, and I'm intrigued. Now, not to say that I've lost all my doubts for this, because, yeah, Disney is not in the best of spaces right now, neither is Pixar, but what I'm seeing has potential. It seems like there is a lot there that you can still talk about, especially with the most recent trailer actually showing all the new emotions and not just anxiety. So, okay, there could be something here. I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's see what Pixar has up their sleeve. Maybe they'll really surprise us here. Next up is Garfield. I expected absolutely nothing when I first heard that this movie was going to be released. I thought it was just going to be another one of those subpar, just make a quick buck, make a movie that's passable and move on. Especially when I heard that Garfield was going to be voiced by Chris Pratt. Now, I'm not trying to say that I think Chris Pratt is a bad voice actor or I wish he would stop. It just felt like such an unfeeling decision where it's like, yeah, this character that's beloved by so many people, just pick Chris Pratt. Who really cares? Just get this out so we can get butts in chairs, whatever. But when I heard him in the Garfield role, it wasn't super out of place. At least, not like I expected it to be. And weirdly enough, with every trailer I get from this, I'm weirdly kind of looking forward to it. Like, the animation does a lot more than it needs to, and, you know, although some of the story beats look a little forced, some of it seems kind of interesting. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not expecting a lot from this movie. At most, I'm expecting a passable family film that at least didn't annoy me. Yeah, I keep wanting to just look at this and say, oh, this is probably just gonna be garbage, but there's something about it that I just keep going, I kinda wanna see this. Now let's talk about the movie If. I know it's not technically animated, but it's partially animated, and even John Krasinski, who's directing the film, said he made this as if it was a live-action Pixar film. Honestly, this looks really intriguing. Although, yes, insert your Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends meme here, because yeah, this seems very Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, but this doesn't look to be the same thing. Yeah, there's some similarities, like, you know, imaginary friends no longer have their kids and they need to find new ones or at least find somewhere to go, and that's very Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, but the look is totally different, the feel is totally different, the plot is gonna look a lot different, I'm assuming. I see this as a similar idea that was come up by a different person who's gonna take it in a whole new direction. At least that's what I hope it's gonna be, and that's what it looks like it's trying to do. So I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt before I see it, so I'm interested to check this out. Despicable Me 4. I don't care about this at all. I have really not cared about Despicable Me in a long time. I never really cared about it. The first movie was just kind of to me. For studio's first movie, I was like, it's fine. But then the second one came out, and I'm like, oh, that was a significant downgrade. And the third one was even worse. And the Minions movies are not that great, even though I did like Rise of Gru. I'll give Rise of Gru that one. So I have liked Illumination stuff lately between Migration and Mario, and yes, even Rise of Gru. So can they turn this franchise around for me? I honestly don't think so, and based on what I'm seeing in the trailer, I don't think they're going to. I am not a fan of this. I will check it out because I need to as part of my job, but if I didn't have to do this for my job, good golly molly, I would not be touching this thing. And now a trailer I did not see or even hear about till I was watching Kung Fu Panda 4, Wild Robot. DreamWorks, take my money now. I need to see this movie. This looks amazing. Please, I need to see this now. This looks amazing. Oh my gosh. I was actually hyped for a little bit in the trailer going, oh, are they actually going to have the animals be mute and just have the robot be the only one that's going to be talking? That just sounds amazing. It's so artistic. It's so beautiful. And then they released the list of all the cast members. But it still looks really good, and I'm still really excited about it, and it looks awesome. The art style looks great. The atmosphere they create looks amazing. It looks like it's gonna be so mature. It's just, yes, I'm so excited. Please let the movie live up to this trailer, because this trailer is amazing, and it gets me so excited and so pumped. And yes, please, be amazing. Now, we also got a trailer for the new season of Monsters at Work. And I'm gonna be real here, when it came to season 1 of the series, I thought it was just okay. Nothing great, nothing bad, and I don't feel it really needs to exist, and I don't know how much it really did for Monsters, Inc. in general, but I am getting more from the second season so far than I thought I was gonna get, so color me kind of interested, but at the same time, I remember ending season 1 saying, please don't make a season 2, because of where it ended with Mike and Sully's story. The way season 1 ends, it ends on the day that Mike and Sully are supposed to go open Boo's door again that we saw at the end of Monsters, Inc. And that's what I don't want to continue. I hope that they don't show us what happens to Mike and Sully and Boo. I love that being a mystery. I love that being a we don't know, and just kind of leave it as it is. But this plot they have with Tyler Tuskman and Fear Co., that does sound interesting, and I kind of want to check that out. But I really hope that they don't bring Boo back and do this whole thing. Like, I want it to stay a mystery. Please let it stay a mystery. But something's telling me that they're going to do it, and then they're going to make it, and it's not going to live up to anyone's expectations, because we've been dreaming about that for like 20 years. It's not going to, whatever you make is not going to hold up to our expectations, so just don't do it. And otherwise, I'm curious to check this out. All right, now to talk a little bit more about some of the news that's happening within animation, we have the news that there is going to be a sequel to Super Mario Bros. I'm not surprised by that in the least. I'm honestly surprised we didn't get more announcements with this. Like, we're getting a sequel to Super Mario Bros., but you're also getting a spin-off of Donkey Kong, or a spin-off of Luigi's Mansion, or a Bowser prequel, or Peach prequel. I'm just expecting them to milk the dog out of this thing, and as long as they're making good content, I'm cool with it, because I loved the first one. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did, but it did, so I'm hoping that they keep this up in the second one. Now, all the stuff going on with Coyote versus Acme. Yes, I am just like everybody else. This is ridiculous. I can't believe this is happening, and I'm still shocked that Warner Brothers keeps doing this whole just shelving final movies that are finished just to save a quick buck in taxes. I'm like, what? Why are y'all doing this? Why are you doing this? Why? Oh gosh, it is such a disrespect to your actors, your animators, everybody who's involved, your audience. Just, I have a lot of feelings about this. None of them are good. Just, I think this is crazy and despicable, and I'm so... as much as I love the products that mainstream Hollywood puts out, I can get kind of disillusioned with their thought process. And I'm like, what are y'all doing? Why? And I guess I should technically talk about Moana 2, even though we don't have a trailer to talk about or even really know the premise of it yet. Honestly, I don't know if this is going to be a good idea going to Moana 2, especially where Disney is right now. But then again, I don't know. They could totally surprise me. I know that this started off as a series they were going to put on Disney Plus, and then for one reason or another, they decided to turn it into a full-blown sequel. I ain't cool. Like, if you had the same team working on that show as you did Tangled the series, which was phenomenal, by the way. If y'all have not watched that show, go watch it. When the story really kicks off, it's better than any Tangled sequel we could have gotten, in my opinion. It was amazing. I love it. And I'm not just saying that because I was in an episode. It's incredible. Just go watch it. If it was the same team who was developing that on Disney Plus, and then they transferred it into a movie, then I think we could be in for an amazing time. But if this is kind of the Michael Eisner mindset that we had back in the 90s, where, you know, you start working on a TV movie and it gets kind of good, so you throw it to theaters, it could be very, very bad. And we also know that John Musker and Ron Clements are not coming back to direct this, and Lin-Manuel Miranda is not going to come back to do the music, so the cards seem to be stacked against it. So I don't know. I'm going to reserve judgment till I see more. And who knows, maybe because of the recent string of disappointments, Disney feature animation is really buckling down to really change things, how they do things and how they think and how they operate. We've even seen like new representation at Disney saying that for their live action features, they're going to start asking the question, does it need to exist? Which is something that the Disney studios, especially in the live action department, have not been asking in well over a decade now. So that's exciting to hear. So maybe Disney seems to be coming back, but I don't know. I'm reserving judgment till I see more. And for the rest of the Disney sequels that were announced, I'll go ahead and say Toy Story 5, I'm really not excited for, especially how 4 went, but who knows? Maybe it'll surprise me. Frozen 3 and possibly 4, not surprised that they're making them, but I'm also not excited. Zootopia 2 might have something there, but yeah, for the most part, I'm not really looking forward to the sequel era of Disney feature animation. But they could surprise me, so we'll see what happens. And I will have a video talking more about Megamind and the Doom Syndicate soon, but basically, yes, this movie's not good, especially if you market it as a sequel to Megamind, but I don't know if it's quite 0% bad. I mean, have y'all watched some of the streaming stuff that's gone to Netflix? I'm not going to sit here and defend this film like it's great. No, it's definitely below average, especially for a DreamWorks series. But, I don't know, maybe my nieces have just been making me watch a whole lot of terrible kid shows that I thought was way worse than this. I don't think it's as awful as everyone's making it out to be, but yeah, it's definitely not good. But yeah, that kind of sums up all my thoughts about the big stuff happening in animation right now. So yeah. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about all these things. Maybe you guys agree with me, maybe you don't. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!